Okay, what's this? The Zone God theory. I don't know if I've heard this one. I think this is
Not
somebody
bad.
else.
Winston,
BDA
you liking that
Law.
script I sent?
Yeah, I'm loving the detail.
Damn, this dude's
The
got...
villain, but with a sensitive side.
It's a nice combo.
The newest chapter of One Piece added infinite layers into Kaido's character for me. Vegapunk states that Devil Fruits are the manifestation of people's desires. And just how the Gorosei said that zones have a will of their own, it explains so much. It's like Return to Cinder. Nika gravitated towards Luffy because Luffy is the embodiment of freedom. And Rob Lucci's Devil Fruit fits with him so much because he was a bloodlusted killer before the fruit. But that...
So one question I'm always asked. Who would win in a fight? Who would win in a fight if Galactus fought the Hulk? Or if Thor fought Iron Man? And there's one answer to
I thought this was a
all
One
of them.
Piece video.
It's so simple. Anyone should know this. The person who'd win in a fight is the person that the scriptwriter wants to win.
True.
If I'm writing a story about the Thing from the Fantastic Four, and he gets into a big fight with Spider-Man, and millions of people out there say, who would win? Well, it depends on who I want to win if I'm writing the script. If I want Spider-Man to win, he'll win. If I want the Thing to win, he'll win. These are fictitious characters. The writer can do whatever he wants with them. So stop asking those bonehead questions, because I've had it with that.
I'm not here to rub it in, I promise. I've been seeing a lot more comments where people are complaining about just Luffy and Rob Lucci seeming relatively equal. And even that word, equal, has been triggering people. Not saying Rob Lucci and Luffy's equal. And to be honest, the exchange was not equal considering what happened where Rob Lucci did not necessarily get a hit in on Luffy while Luffy got a hit in on him. Now, based on that, people have been saying Luffy low-diffed Rob Lucci. I don't think that's fair. People mentioning Luffy falling asleep and playing around. Obviously, he's not taking him seriously. That's a bit disingenuous considering what Gear 5 is.
Well, that's just kind of like how Luffy acts in Gear 5. He's like goofy. It's like goofy, know me now.
What Gear 5 does. And even what Vegapunk was talking about, Shaka, and saying sometimes an awakening takes over your personality. For Luffy, he can't control Gear 5 yet. He can't be as serious as he needs to be right away. So that's why the fight prolonged, but it's not that he wasn't taking Rob Lucci seriously. Look how seriously he took someone destroying or beating up people that fed him. Zoro and Whiskey Peak. He was going to fight Zoro. He's taking that very seriously. I think Luffy went to Gear 5 immediately because he's taking it seriously. In story context. Out of story context, bird's eye view, it is obvious Oda has been setting that up basically for Luffy to have the conversation, or rather Vegapunk to have the conversation about Luffy and the Gear 5 form. This, again, it's not about strength. Stop shitting on Oda. Stop doubting yourself. Some people are mad at themselves for believing that Luffy could one-shot Rob Lucci or dominate Rob Lucci, in which, to be honest, it's no contest. But Oda had to show it and show people getting stronger in different ways. This is just letting you guys know it's not that big of a deal. Gear 5 is supposed to do this. It plays around. He was skip roping or jump roping Kaido. Okay, you don't think he was taking that fight seriously? That's Gear 5. That's the nature of it. Moving on, I wanted to do something a lot more fun and point out some of the best comments from this previous video, okay? Just because I think that would be cool. Nothing major. Let's just go through the comments. People did enjoy me reading the comments.
This ain't no disrespect to this guy's video, but I thought this was going to be a theory. Maybe it's just, maybe he pulled that shit where he mentions it in the video. We'll give it some more, because this dude seems like he knows what he's talking about.
That was a little petty. That was a little petty, Boots. But want to say thank you and appreciate you guys for watching the videos and commenting, and this is my way of showing that, especially with the 25 days of BDA. And tomorrow's video, I think you guys would enjoy it because we're working on it and it's coming together really well. So anyway, I want to talk to you guys about manifesting. What could happen if you believe in things? Like, if you believe at this point, if you look down, you see a red button and you aren't subscribed, this is the time for you to subscribe and hit that shit, okay? Hit the subscribe button and let's get on with the video.
Yeah, all you 0 people watching me, there's a button somewhere. I don't know where the fuck it is. When I started on YouTube, all the shit used to be like over here or over here. And then they changed YouTube layout. I don't remember when, but they put everything down below, which actually makes more sense. Because I think it was when they went to like having like the widescreen. Because when we first started YouTube, you could only really do like the 4x3. You couldn't upload like, I think 360p. Or something like that was the highest quality. Like everything was 3x4. There wasn't no 4x3. There were no 16:9. Why does that go up by 4? But that, I guess it's like I don't know. Somebody knows that answer. Why is it 16? Why is it not 3. Why is it not 12 by 9? Do they have to go up in the same? They doubled, I guess. Doubled their double? So 8. No, but then it would be 8. I don't know. Somebody could explain that, but not me.
So Casper says, man, to see Luffy be recognized as a true Yonko to the point that the Navy and Cypherpole need permission from higher-ups to engage him out of fear that they might trigger a war is emotional. Our boy has achieved Whitebeard Shanks status. Now is the time for him to reach Rogers. I 100% agree. I think that entire thing was so amazing. I didn't think about it that way. And Luffy's still moving like regular, like he's not a Yonko, making decisions just on a whim. Jinbei's talking to him about it. Even Nami, Sanji, they're like,
well, yeah, dude, you're right. Like, that's just how Luffy is. It kind of goes back to your point with what you were saying earlier. That's the nature of Luffy. It is kind of cool that we see... Shit. It's kind of cool that we get to see, like, fucking... that the government recognizes Luffy. Because, like, before it wasn't 100% sure. But now, like, he literally has the title.
Hold on, Luffy. Do you understand who you are now? It's different. You're not the 5th Yonko, right? The proposed Big News Morgan's favorite. You are fully fledged Yonko that is a part of...
That's true. That's true. But, like, does Luffy change who he is? Like, Luffy's never really changed who he is. Like, and, like, to him, I don't even think he thinks about that. Like, because Luffy would have never become a Shibakai. He wouldn't want to be a Yonko. I bet he would say, I'm not. Like, if you asked him. Because, like, all he really gives a fuck about is becoming the Pirate King. So, like, all this other shit doesn't really matter. As long as he's stronger, that's all he cares about. The only title he would want would be Pirate King.
The balance of the world government. Politics are involved. And Luffy, well, he just doesn't care about that. It is emotional to think about. Think about him, Luffy, going out on that boat and getting his first couple crewmates, meeting Zoro, meeting Sanji, meeting Nami. It's... And it's really ironic that him and Buggy are both Yonko today. But, Casper, I could not agree more. Vlad Pop brings up an interesting point, saying, for me, it is interesting that the 4 Seraphim on Egghead are the ones whose models have some kind of, to different extents, friendly connections with...
When you stay at a Verbo, the host doesn't stay with you. Because without privacy in your vacation home, it isn't really a vacation.
True. Having a vacation with no privacy is not good.
The Seraphims can still have some of their personalities or wills. Maybe they just need a trigger. Can Luffy be that trigger? That's a great point. I like that idea. I think the Straw Hats don't necessarily need that firepower right now. The Seraphim, it's a showcase for them. So them just completely turning, that would be crazy. I do think one could 100% turn based on her personality. And that is S. Snake. Boa Hancock, we know how much she adores Luffy. That's the one I would say, but not all of them. That'd be a bit ridiculous, but definitely S. Snake. S-Hawk, I don't even think that's a chance. S-Snake, though, we got to keep an eye on that one. Paramore says, I see a theory.
Okay, that makes sense. Like, I get what he's saying. Like, they're kind of, like, and there seems like there might be a connection with Kuma and this Seraphim, but, like, I don't know what triggered Kuma to come, or, because, what, Kuma's not coming there? Where the fuck else is Kuma gonna go? He's definitely going to Egghead, so will he get there before Kizaru? Also, I was thinking about this the other day, too. Like, remember the last time, it was like, if Kizaru's on his way, right? It was like, and they were fighting, this was the first time they ran into Pacifistas, too. They were running the Seraphim, like, all these people were there. Cinemaru's there, Kizaru's on his way, Kuma's most likely on his way. This is like the Shibundi thing all over again. So this might be a chance for the crew to kind of, to, like, what's the word? I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. To like what's the word? Redeem themselves, because remember they got their ass wiped the fuck out by Kizaru and Kuma and shit. Like at the time they thought Kuma, or everybody, they didn't know what Kuma was doing, but like they couldn't stop Kuma from doing what he was doing. They couldn't stop Kizaru from kicking their asses. We already kind of seen like a little bit of a matchup. Luffy pretty much took out Luffy took out Lucci, but like not 100% defeated. Like, so I see somebody else maybe defeating Lucci if they're continuing on the battle, and somebody like Zoro's gonna have to stop. I would love to see Zoro fight. Like, we're watching Crazy Theory like about how Rayleigh and Zoro are kind of interconnected. So I like the idea. Like, maybe, because Rayleigh fought against Kizaru on Shibundi the first time, right? And while he didn't defeat him, he did cut him. First time we ever seen a Logia, like, get like cut without like some sort of weird thing. Like I know we had the water thing. I know we had the Luffy's rubber against NL, but like anybody actually stopping like a Logia, doing anything to a Logia was just normal stuff. So that would be interesting for me, and maybe it would be even cool. Like if like this is the Zoro fanboy in me. If Zoro whopped Kizaru, like literally like defeated him. I don't mean like hold his own. I mean like whipped his ass. He was done. I don't necessarily know he has to be dead, but like whop his ass out enough. Like maybe even to like what Whitebeard originally did to Akainu or Akinu, whoever you say it, Akainu. So like that to me would be, and that would also be explained like Zoro, and we also were hinted at. Remember, Ben Beckman's basically Shanks it. Why am I fucking air quoting like a bitch? I don't know. That's what I do. It's like air quoted. I can't. I lost train of thought, so making fun of my stupid self. But like Kizaru was like, "Oh, Ben Beckman, oh," like and then Zoro like if Zoro could take him on, that would be cool to me to see. I think that would be it, right? And then maybe somebody else will take out Lucci, right? Like maybe they'll step down. Like and then obviously I don't think they'll have to fight Kuma, but maybe they'll have to fight Seraphim Kuma, so who knows, right? And we know Zoro kind of fought Kuma before and did a little bit of damage to him originally, but he still didn't. And maybe Kuma will show up and come back and he will take out some of Zoro's pain or some shit, That would be something. So yeah, that's what I would hope to see. And so I see this as like a parallel, and this is like a redemption for them. Because like the last time they ran into a lot of these same characters, like I know they ran into Sentamaru and the Pacifistas again when they came back and like whopped their asses. Well, he didn't really fight Sentamaru that time. They just basically took out Pacifistas. But yeah, I think this will be a good redemption, and then the show, even how much stronger they got, that'd be interesting. I know there's also a theory, a lot of people were saying that like Usopp might fight Rob Lucci, because remember when like Luffy was getting his ass kicked, Usopp took off the Soga King mask and was like, I'll be your opponent, I'll be your opponent or something like that. Now I still think I don't think Usopp's gotten high enough to really take out Rob Lucci, but it's interesting parallels. That's what I'd like to see. Or it could be Robin. Robin might be strong enough, because, Lucci was the one that basically took her originally, so that would be interesting. The main one is Stussy or whatever her name is. I don't know what she can do because we really don't know much about her. So I'm kind of curious about this. Or she's even all in because she let Kaku be like taken out. Like she could be betrayer too. She could be like a double, triple agent. So who knows? But yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Like I like that idea, like it being like a redemption to redeem themselves for what happened on Shibundi.
That Zoan users who are truly compatible with the wills of their fruits have clouds around them. Luffy being the embodiment of freedom with Nika, Lucci and the killer nature like that of a leopard, and Yamato's desire to protect Wano like that of Wano's guardian. I did see a theory like that. I think Gio had that and said he liked the theory. I didn't watch it. You know what? I'm gonna watch it right now for you guys. Hold tight. Okay, so not really sure who this is.
Oh shit, we're gonna do like a react and a react?
You can see it at the end, but this is a theory that I started watching, didn't finish. Let's watch it through together.
The newest chapter of One Piece added infinite layers into Kaido's character for me. Vegapunk states that Devil Fruits are the manifestation of people's desires. And just how the Gorosei said that Zoans have a will of their own, it explains so much. It's like Return to Cinder. Nika gravitated towards Luffy because Luffy is the embodiment of freedom. And Rob Lucci's Devil Fruit fits with him so much because he was a bloodlusted killer before the fruit. But that doesn't mean the fruit always lands in the right hand. Notice how Rob Lucci, Yamato, and Luffy all have these clouds around them. I believe it's because their wills resonate with the Devil Fruits. Kaido said your awakening is when your mind and your body catch up to your powers. The reason Luffy had these clouds in his Gear 4th form is because his mind caught up to his powers, but not his body. For what his
I'm listening.
body couldn't do, he had to make up for with Haki, and Haki ended up in drawbacks. Kaido was the opposite. He was physically caught up to his powers, being invincible, being the strongest. But mentally, he wished to be vinced. His mind did not match the desires of the fruit. He never wanted to be the strongest, he was just forced into that position. Mentally, he was always looking forward to his downfall. That's why you never see these clouds around him, because he doesn't resonate with his Devil Fruit.
This is by Iconic Mav. Shout out to Iconic Mav. This theory makes a ton of sense. It makes a ton of sense.
That's
I have some
interesting for
questions.
sure.
One is, well, Kaido does have clouds in his dragon form. Secondly, the Gear Force one is Luffy and his mind, but not his body. So Haki was a supplement. I'm not mad at that too much. I like it though. That's something to think about. But the dragon form, Kaido has those in his dragon form. Interesting though. What do you guys think? Okay, we have a follow-up.
Yeah, but like I get what he was saying, like that kind of like that, like Kaido never had that like in his thing. I don't know. So
video. Here we are, and he's talking about Kaido's dragon form because we had some detractors like my.
Okay, Winston, what do you think of the rom-com script?
Oh, great. Really beautiful. And the explosions, so realistic.
You're gaming again, aren't you?
Maybe.
Go ahead, break it down real low. Stop playing with it. Red light, green light, go.
Here's one thing you need to do before you start your holiday shopping. Don't spend another dime.
smoke some
on
crack,
Amazon
goddammit.
until
That's
you
what you
watch
do
this
for
first.
your fucking holidays, motherfucker. Smoke some crack shit.
Self.
That's the shit,
Let's go.
motherfucker.
Alright, so there's a handful of people still reluctant to accept my theory, so let's see if we can win them over with this. Kaido does indeed have flame clouds in his dragon form, but notice how they're not there when he's fighting Yamato, and Yamato has hers.
Okay.
Yamato also has them in her fully manifested wolf form.
Sure.
Now let's go back to what Kaido said. An awakening happens when your mind and your body catch up to your powers.
Okay.
Kaido was known for his strength way before his Devil Fruit, so it wasn't going to take too long to fulfill that requirement. But we are shown throughout Wano, mentally he has always been desired to be beaten. And that is opposite of the desire of the Devil Fruit, which is to be invincible.
That's the tough part. That's the tough part because do we know that's the desire of the devil fruit? That's something.
Well, I
we've
guess
always
we don't
talked
know
about
that
with,
for a lot of them. I guess we
Black
could
Blade,
argue
the
for
original
Sun
Black
God,
Blade.
Nika,
When it
it's
comes back to
liberation
the
freedom,
desire
and that's
of the Black
Luffy to a
Blade,
T.
or the desire of the blade. What does the blade want? And I guess awakening could be in the same vein, being the desire of the devil fruit, fulfilling that. But how do you know what that desire is? For the Gomu Gomu no Mi, of course, it's a desire, and so it gravitates to the most free person. I like this though because it's saying that Yamato got the fruit because she wants to protect Wano really badly. And for Kaido, he got the fruit because Big Mom was trying to save his life. So it's not like it gravitated to him, it gravitated to her, and she gave it to him. But either way, if you're given a devil fruit, it's odd. Even though Yamato, that's not.
Yeah, but like, or is he only saying it's for? Maybe this is what it's saying, zone theory, because like the other ones are awakened, but they didn't have any kind of, because they're paramecia, you know, like they didn't have any kind. Maybe it only works for like zones that have this kind of cloud thing that he's talking about. I mean, like what he's saying, like the way things are, it makes logical sense. Like it progresses, it could be a thing. So I don't have a. I'm kind of with this guy. I don't know his name. He seems pretty good. He's standard BDA law guy. Like I kind of on the same page with him. Like I don't think it's outrageous, but I don't know. Like it could be.
Not who Kaido got the devil fruit for, but she still got it. So at the end of
I was hoping I'd run into somebody. Most of these people have been like, I disagree with that other guy because he was like rating some of those theories more likely, but this guy, like, he's, you know, I mean, like, he's on pretty good par, you know, like, I don't have any disagreements. I was hoping to be more interesting about you fucking stupid motherfucker, but I'm not. Like the dude, like, I'm agreeing with him mostly here, this guy for sure.
they aren't devil fruits with the people that they're supposed to be with anyway. Let's finish it.
Now let's think about what a hybrid form is. It's a combination between your human and your beast form. So it makes sense that he doesn't have them because he is not mentally in sync. So in this form, of course, he wouldn't have flame clouds. Notice how before Luffy awakened in his Gear 4th form, he had those clouds around him. That's because mentally, he met the requirements. The Sun God Nika is all about freedom, and that's all Luffy is. That's his whole character. But physically, he wasn't ready for it, which is why he had to make up for it with Haki and suffer from drawbacks. Really, if you think about it, Kaido not being awakened is wonderful writing from Oda. So Kaido is partially awakened. Beast Jailer's next.
I'm not mad at it. I rather like it. I gotta think about it a bit. I think it is a very good theory, very good breakdown in regards to what devil fruits could be based on what we know. I'm waiting for the official before I give a full devil fruit breakdown, just because.
No, he's right. Like, I agree. Like I said, like, it's logically, it kind of flows, it makes sense, it fits the pieces. Like you said, I'm with him, I'm a skeptical guy, so I kind of would, like, need a little bit more, because watching some of these videos and thinking about some of this and talking about, like, and making some comments and stuff, I didn't like the Vegapunk's explanation of the whole devil fruit thing. I thought it was kind of dumb, but maybe if it's like a mishing up and it's not an always you chose thing, that I can get behind it a little more.
I want to know exactly what it's saying. And some people have talked to me before and said, hey, hold off on talking about what's going on in these recent scanlations because the official could give a different breakdown and some more insight into what's going on. So far, Iconic Mav on TikTok, shout out to him. That's dope. Man, that's really good. I'm assuming that's the theory Paramore saw. Donkey Kong says, makes sense that hockey can suppress devil fruit abilities. We technically use willpower or ambition within our daily lives to control our desires or our inner devils. That's an interesting perspective. What did the reply say? I don't know. I like it. Gotta think about it a bit more, but not bad. Alay says Kizaru's motives are to be determined. He seemed very connected to Sentomaru and Vegapunk. Yes, they are to be determined. The difficulty is we don't know how much of that is just honorifics with Sentomaru and how much of that is genuine connection. He was on the way to Egghead before the Straw Hats were known to be there. He was gonna be there. Why? Was he going to try to save Vegapunk from CP0? Did they find out late that that's what they were trying to do? And so he was going there to stop them because that was the plan? Are the Marines more cognizant of the power, the firepower that Vegapunk provides, so they don't want Vegapunk to be destroyed? Things to consider. Can they go against the world government and their wishes? Insanity, right? Sud Hakaran says, I love how this episode confirmed that Luffy can straight up go into Gear 5 at will without fulfilling any conditions or being injured in battle. Gear 5 right now is a very, very interesting form because I think it could be his form that he was naturally supposed to go to when he awakens or takes the next step. Luffy forced that with Gear 4th, and Gear 4th, that's why it has so many drawbacks because of the limitations, and he just wasn't ready. And I don't want people to think I'm taking Iconic Mav's theory. This is something we talked about in our discussion overnight about the entire chapter.
Well, no, I mean, like, it makes sense. They both kind of make sense. Like you said, like, it would be something like, like it's been a gradual thing for Luffy, you know, like like if you want to make it like a comparison to a car, you can't go to gear, you can't just shift to straight to 5th gear. You have to shift up all the other gears, right? But like if you know what you're doing, you can do it a lot smoother, right? When you first start out and you're trying to drive a car when you're like shifting gears, you might have a little jerky in between each gears, then a little bit more to the next gear. And the better you get at it, you kind of go to it. Like, it is kind of my analogy kind of falls apart because he does kind of just go in. He doesn't have to go through every one, you know, like, boop, 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 boop. You know, but like it becomes easier for him. That's kind of what my thing is saying. Like, because remember, you know, before to go in when he first started doing Gear 2nd, he'd have to, and then he kind of just do Gear 2nd like that. And then like, you know, and then like he would do that. And then he had like the drawback. He would be like the chibi form after Gear 3rd. And then like, the Gear 4 had like he couldn't use hockey for 10 minutes or 5 minutes or ever how long it was. And then like now that kind of solves that. So it's just, it kind of, all that kind of makes, I don't think you were trying to steal nothing. Not that I'm either, but like it just agreeing with. And it does kind of fit. It makes sense. So like there's nothing wrong with that.
About Gear 4th not being the form that Luffy was waiting for, right? And Gear 5th being that form, that's why we talked about Gear 5.
That's what I said earlier, like, is there going to be another one, though? Because, like I said, most, like, you talk about manual transmission, or like, there's a 4-speed, a 6-speed, right? Or wait, what is it? Let me look it up. Is it, 6-speed? Is there an 8-speed? There's an 8-speed automatic. What forms do manual transmissions come in? Reverse gear. Could that be a thing Luffy has? We haven't seen. First, second, third, fourth. Oh no, maybe 6. There's a 5-speed transmission. Okay. So it could be that. Okay, maybe my theory falls apart there because it can be more than that. So maybe it will be 5, but maybe he can go higher. We don't know. It does seem like this will be the penultimate, but like,
more regular form that he's going to go into, and Gear 4th was just a far version of that. So many amazing minds in the community. Shout out to Iconic Mav again, though. I really could go all day, and we have a lot more month left, so we have a lot to get into. Once the official comes out, even before then, guys, we're going to break down this chapter to its core, because it's one of the more interesting chapters we've ever received. Gear 5, Rob Lucci, Zoan Awakenings, Devil Fruit lore, like actual lore, and what they could be. The Will of D possibly being revealed. I don't know, guys. We're in the end game now for sure. But yeah, let me know how you feel about it. Oh, this scared me, man, because it's been so good. Yeah, make sure to like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
This dude's pretty solid. Like, I haven't ever watched his stuff. I think I've seen his name before on stuff. Am I thinking that he used to make like just AM? No, maybe it's somebody else.
Okay, I start doubting me.
I don't know if that's copyrighted, so I don't want that in my video. But maybe not, like, 'cause he's using it, so I don't know. Or was that him? That'd be cool. That sounded fine.